third part of Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. We are going to discuss in this part of this video that what are the special provisions and what are the recommendations in clinical trials and what are the punishment given in this act or according this act. So first one is the clinical trial of import and manufacture of new drug. Clinical trial for import and manufacture for import and manufacture of new drugs of new drugs. Let us see the requirements of clinical trial on a new drug before approval depend upon its status in other countries. So what are the status of that drug which we want to import in our country and we want to go new composition of drug in our country. So there are some provisions. Chemical and pharmaceutical information. First one is the chemical and pharmaceutical information. Pharmaceutical information. The second one is the second requirement is animal toxicology. Animal toxicology. Acute and long term. A. Acute and B. Long term. C. Reproduction studies, fertility studies. C. Reproduction studies and fertility studies. Fertility studies. Second one is D. In D, we are go to see the animal pharmacology. D1 is the local toxicity. local toxicity of the drug, local toxicity of the drug on the animal. Last one is the mutagenicity and carcinogenicity of the drug. Mutagenicity and carcinogenicity of the drug. So here is the two important manufacturer of new drug. Third one is animal pharmacology. Fourth one is human clinical pharmacology phase 1. Human clinical pharmacology phase 1. Sixth requirement is confirmatory trials phase, exploratory trials phase 2. Fifth one is exploratory trials phase 2. Sixth one is confirmatory trials phase 3. Confirmatory trials phase 3. Last one is special studies. So here is the requirements of clinical trials. Before introducing any drug or before importing any drug from other countries, we have to go these procedures or follow these requirements to clear the trial purpose. The first one is chemical and pharmaceutical informations. Chemical and pharmaceutical informations. Second was animal toxicology, acute, long-term reproduction studies and fertility studies. D, local toxicity. E, mutagenicity and carcinogenicity. The third one is animal pharmacology. Fourth one is human and clinical pharmacology phase 1. Fifth one is exploratory trials phase 2. Sixth one is confirmatory trials phase 3. Seventh one is special studies. So this is the requirements for any clinical trial. Any clinical trial. In the second video, we have already discussed about the schedule which govern the clinical trial. This is the third video of this topic. Now we are going to discuss phase 1 trial. What is the phase 1 trial? In the phase 1 trial, the objective is to determine the maximum tolerated dose in human. Maximum dose tolerated in human. Pharmacodynamic effects, adverse effect, pharmacodynamic effect, adverse effect, pharmacokinetic behavior of the drug, pharmacokinetic behavior of the drug, and physiological and biochemical observation of the volunteer. Physiological and biological observation of the drug on human volunteer. So there is few requirements which fulfill the phase first trial. First is dose, maximum dose tolerated in human, pharmacodynamic effects, adverse effects, pharmacokinetic behavior of drug, physiological and biological observation of the drug on the human volunteer, which is used for the clinical trial of this drug in the phase 1. So second one is the phase 2 trial, या phase second trial. Phase second trial of the drug. In the phase second trial, a limited number of patients are studied carefully, determined possibly therapeutic use, effective dose range, and further evaluation and safety of pharmacokinetics, therapeutic dose, therapeutic use and effective dose, therapeutic use and effective dose, therapeutic use and effective dose, and dose level, dose level. In this trial, few volunteers taken. Here 1 to 15 volunteers taken. Volunteers are those persons who are used in this trial for checking the behavior of the drug on human. The phase 3 trial phase 3 trial. The phase 3 trial obtains sufficient evidence about the efficacy and safety of the drug. Efficient evidence about the drug. What is the checking? The efficacy and the tolerance of the drug. These trials are done in the supervision of a clinical trial committee. Clinical trial committee, and ethics should be followed by this committee on the regulations of this act. So here is the clinical trial procedure and the recommendation of this act for clinical trials, what should be done and what should be avoided. So we are going to discuss the punishment and what are the penalties of this act given in the malpractice of pharmacy and other pharmacy related activities. This is the last portion of this act. I have already discussed that what the portions an act contains. So in the series of the content of the act, this is the last portion, special provisions and penalties of this Drug and Cosmetic Act. First one is the cancellation and suspension of license. Cancellation and suspension of the license. So first one, in the case of violation of condition of license issued, I have already discussed in the second video how the license is released and what are the requirements of license, who can got the license and what is the procedure of the licensing. What is the procedure of the licensing, who can got the license and how can we use our license in a different field of pharmacy or pharmaceutical industry. So cancellation of the license in case of violation of conditions, violation of the condition, which conditions? That conditions given in the Drug and Cosmetic Act in different schedules, which schedules govern the licensing procedure and who are the licensing authorities, how the license are given, these are called conditions. The licensing authority, after giving sufficient opportunity to the license to explain his her stand, when anybody violate these rules or violate these conditions, the licensing authority giving sufficient opportunity to the licensee, who is licensee? A registered pharmacist is the short form licensee. To the licensee to explain his or her stand in front of the authority that why they should not cancel or suspend. Here cancellation means the license doesn't work anymore. From the cancellation of the license. Suspension means when any license suspended for few days, few weeks, few months, few years, or a certain time, or a time limit. Here is a time limit. In suspension, a time limit is given from when to when the license will be suspended. But in the cancellation procedure, the license will be cancelled for an whole time, or simply we can say the license is gone, ruined, or cancelled by the authority. Suspended wholly or partially. Partially means and wholly means we have discussed, we go to discuss in the partially the license of the wholesale or retail of drug. Partially license of wholesale or retail. However, if it is proved later the violation of conditions is not due to direct involvement of the licensee or not instigated by him or her, or licensee is not guilty for any serious act within 12 months, and it is proved, if it is proved that he and she was sincere and violation was not initial, she may apply for the consideration to the licensing authority of the state government with 3 months from the suspension and cancellation of the license. These procedures should be followed within 3 months of the cancellation and suspension of the license. If your license is found that it goes to malpractices, so their authority should be cancelled partially or wholly or suspended partially or wholly, that the licensee have to the right to go for the clarity of the statement, or go for the sufficient opportunity to stand for this, that I am not guilty and I am not going to malpractices, and please, these are the documents, take it and check it that my license is not go wrong or not used by any person. So after in within 3 months, if any person or any licensee go to this procedure, that is considered by the cancellation authorities, or we can say the Pharmacy Council of India or State Council. After 3 months, any stand from the licensee should not be governed. Mere storage of expiry samples in the premises is no offence unless it is given to sold. Offences and penalties of manufacturing and sales of drugs. So this is the procedure, the cancellation and suspension of the license. And second one is the offence and penalties. What should offence will be done and what are the penalties will be given? Here we go to discuss. Offences and penalties. First one is manufacturing and sales of drugs. Manufacturing and sales of drug. Adulterated or spurious drugs with toxic substance. First one is adulteration. Adulteration and spurious drugs with toxic substance. The penalties are minimum 5-year imprisonment, 5-year in imprisonment, which may extended up to lifetime, which may extended into life imprisonment. And a fine of 10,000 fine for first convictions. First conviction. Imprison up to 1 year. Imprison up to 10 years. In the second time, 10 year and 20,000 fine or life imprisonment. The offence is manufacture and sales of drug, adulteration and spurious drug with toxic substance, 5-year imprisonment, which may extended to life imprisonment with 10,000 fine, and when this offence done by anybody or any licensee, this go to 10-year or 20,000 or lifetime imprisonment. Cosmetics. Cosmetics. The first regulation for the drugs and the second for the cosmetics. For spurious adulterated cosmetics, imprisonment 3 years or fine. 3 years with fine. Not keeping records of cosmetic properly, imprisonment up to 3 years or fine 5,000. Manufacturer and wholesaler. So here is the penalties given in this Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. So here is, let us see some forms for licensing of sale. Licenses for sale. First form is Form 20. License for retail sale of drug other than Schedule C, C1 and X. License for retail sale. other than Schedule C, C1 and X. Except these, the retail license should be given on the Form 20. Form 20A. Form 20A restricted retail license for drug other than C, C and X. Form 20B. Form 20B. Wholesale license. Wholesale license for drug other than Schedule C, C1 and X. Other than C, C1 and X. Form 20F. Form 20F. Retail license for Schedule X drugs. Retail license, Schedule X. Schedule X drug. Form G. Form G. Wholesale license for Schedule X drug. Wholesale license for Schedule X. Form 20BB. Form 20BB. It is for wholesale license for drug other than C, C1 and motor vehicle. So this is the forms 20 and afterward. Let us see form 21. What is the provision given in the form 21? We are going to see here. Form 21. Form 21. Retail license for Schedule C and C1. Drugs excluding Schedule X. This is for Schedule C and C1. Excluding the Schedule X. Form 21A. 21A is going to restrict retail license for Schedule C, C1 excluding Schedule X. Form 21B for wholesale license for Schedule C and C1 drugs. Form 21B is for wholesale license from motor vehicles for Schedule C and C1. Schedule C and C1 from motor vehicle. So these are the all aspects and all regulations of the Drug and Cosmetics Act. This is the part of the video number 3, and we are going to close this chapter. Thank you.